Live streaming is starting.
Live streaming is on.
Hello, this is World University and Schools news, question and answer, and live stream on Monday, September 28th, 2020. I'm Scott McLeod. Please join this live stream conversation with your thoughts, ideas, questions, suggestions by emailing info@worlduniversityandschool.org. You can join the video conference currently in the Jitsi video conferencing platform. I would send you an invitation from Jitsi, and this streams to YouTube Livestream at youtube.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH/LIVE. It's also recorded at that URL, youtube.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH. Seems about 24 hours after the video on live streaming on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific time in the San Francisco Bay Area. It would be great if you joined the conversation. Please email info@worlduniversityandschool.org with your questions or thoughts or ideas. So today, I would like to share some first news. World University and School is very glad to announce that we're proceeding with the next steps in partnering with edX online campus for January 2021. And you can see the email from Matthew at edX in the minutes, which I'll post below this YouTube recording for today's WUaS news question and answer live stream for September 28, 2020. So you can see that email from edX if you're interested. And this should allow students to take in January, matriculating students at World University and School for free to students, best STEM CC4 open courseware, Creative Commons 4 open courseware, centric classes and degrees. This should enable matriculated students at World University and School to take verified edX courses and towards this free 4-year bachelor's degree that's planning on licensing and accrediting. And verified courses add a potential dynamic to World University and School for our existing second undergraduate matriculated class this autumn, because they offer much more than audited edX courses. So that's the first bit of news. Second is I'm going to teach my Society and Information Technology course at World University and School beginning in mid-October. And particularly for our undergraduate second matriculating class at World University and School this autumn, but also open to others if you're interested in learning how the information technology revolution has come about. Come take this course. It will be at probably 8 a.m. Pacific time, California time, on Tuesdays and Fridays, in-group video, which is 8:30 p.m. India time, 12 and a half hours difference to India, and for anyone in time zones in between as well. So this will be a live interactive class. Please come join. And one of the major aspects of potentially partnering with edX Online Campus is the research mission of edX and also of World University and School. And I'll share below this YouTube video recording after today's live stream, and it's also in the minutes, the edX research page, which is in the McGovern Brain Institute at MIT. And they have a number of courses and papers, 10 or 20 on this page, which already focus on research at edX regarding their mission. MIT and Harvard-founded edX has a research focus as part of their mission. And World University and School would like to extend this interlingually in particular. So MIT OpenCourseWare is in 4 languages, and World University and School is seeking to offer online degrees to matriculating students, bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, and IB high school, in each of all 200 countries and in their official and main languages. And therein lies a research opportunity. How do students learn across languages, across cultures? And what are teaching practices that might bridge some of these questions? Our World University and School third matriculating undergraduate class beginning this January 2021 will be in English, and potentially for students from all 200 countries in English. So the research focus initially may well be informed by the existing MIT McGovern Brain Institute's research trajectory and those 10 to 20 papers and courses on the edX page, which I'll post below this YouTube video recording, and which are also in the minutes for World University and School, the link for which I'll also post below this YouTube recording, and will be in 2 different blogs online. Those URLs for those blogs where the minutes are World University and School.blogspot.com and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com on the minutes for September 19th, 2020 will be probably dated Saturday, September 26th, 2020. So getting to the minutes. Minute 1, World University and School is taking the next steps of partnering with edX Online Campus in seeking to matriculate undergraduate students for free-to-students online bachelor degrees on or around January 1, 2021. Minute 2. Regarding partnering with edX Online Campus, World University and School has met twice this past week with edX Online Campus representatives in MIT Zoom video conferencing. Once last Monday for an hour with Matthew Gushing and Cameron Calbris, and once on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, for 45 minutes with Matthew and Carolina McGarity. Thanks to edX's Marissa DePalo for helping facilitate these meetings. And I'll read you the letter from Matthew, which I received on Saturday, regarding partnering with edX Online Campus and World University and School. So, hello Scott, I hope my note finds you well. Thank you for your email and your questions. I have moved Cam and Marissa to BCC to protect their inbox as they have advisory roles with WUaS and will not be focused on our initiative directly. Research. The McGovern Brain Institute is a research arm that develops the pedagogy of edX Online Campus. You can read more about their research and findings in this link. Summary of partnership. To establish a partnership with edX, we have an agreement process to decide together the scope of the initial rollout for students. In this stage, We decide how the reimbursement process will be directed and the discovery process for students finding edX courses. Following the agreement, we will launch by selecting programs courses that best fit your learners, implementing the discovery process for students to find courses, and connecting the data back to you at World University and School to monitor progress and assist learners through programs. Next steps. As the agreement is the next hurdle, here are a few questions we need to answer to move forward. How will the reimbursement process work between WUaS and edX? How soon after enrollment can WUS secure funds for edX online campus courses? Will a purchase order, possibly an invoice, be necessary from edX to state offices? Thanks again, and please let me know if you have any questions. Best Matthew, edX for Business. That's great news. Will World University and School get back to edX online campus and Matthew this upcoming week? Minute 3. Scott McLeod will teach Society and Information Technology beginning in mid-October to WUS second matriculating undergraduate class, potentially on Tuesdays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. India time. 4, WUaS Medicine. There are now 7.8 billion people in the world regarding World University and Schools planning to facilitate avatar bot electronic medical records, up from 7.5 billion, a number I've been using for some years now. So avatar bot electronic medical records would include imaging and the potential for planning for even telerobotic surgery, and also at the cellular and atomic or molecular levels. So building out of something like Kaiser Permanente or health records or electronic medical records, and ECHOs, electronic health records. Kaiser Permanente uses ECHO, conceptually, brainstorming wise. We would like to move towards WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, avatar bot electronic medical records for all 7.8 billion people, planning wise, coding wise, on the planet. So there are 3 items in minute 4. 4A, thanks to the Stanford Biodesign Build-a-thon for the opportunity to seek to create one application for WYSIWYG avatar bot electronic medical records for 7.8 billion people in 200 countries, and regarding WUaS medical schools and you at WUaS, and potentially in also a single realistic virtual earth for genetics and a single realistic virtual earth for surgery. Minute 4B. So World University and School would like to explore collaboration with Project ECHO further, and in many ways, but Project ECHO out of the University of New Mexico is an online, I'll call it video conferencing platform for bringing medical specialists, medical doctors, for example, to rural populations and individuals with a mentoring aspect, so that the knowledge of medical doctors can facilitate the medical care, the clinical care of remote people living in remote areas from cities, for example, and potentially beyond the 42 countries that Project ECHO is already in, out of the approximately 206 countries in the world per a recent Olympics. So World University and Schools, medical schools, and online hospitals for clinical care, teaching hospitals for clinical care, and online clinical research, clinical trials planned for speakers of all 7,117 known living languages, would like to explore collaborating with and extending Project ECHO to roughly the remaining 164 countries that they're not in yet. And in those official and main languages, for online medicine specialists to rural populations, but with mentoring. So the opportunity for, in a way, exploring developing medical schools in video conferencing out of Project ECHO. The example that its founder, Dr. Sanjeev Arora, MD, shares to explain Project ECHO is the medical condition of hepatitis C. It's a very nasty disease, I think. I've heard. And so a gastroenterologist is typically involved in the clinical care for hepatitis C. And this can be done over video conferencing after perhaps first consultations in person. And interferon came along, the drug, as Project ECHO was developing. And this made it beneficial and necessary for Project ECHO to have not only a gastroenterologist in the telemedicine video conferencing platform, but also a pharmacologist or a pharmacist, another doctor, another specialist. And this, because interferon has significant side effects, led to yet the need for another specialist, a psychiatrist, to help the sufferers with hepatitis C respond to the side effects of the interferon medicine, as I understand this. Interferon, I think, significantly helped reduce potentially mortality in hepatitis C, and it also improved outcomes dramatically, potentially. So minute 4B, could World University and School, in what ways could World University and School collaborate with further Project ECHO and even build out online medical schools with online teaching hospitals for online clinical care with a mentoring aspect? Item 4C, World University and School would like to explore offering asylum online, and potentially in conjunction with Friends Hospital, which is the oldest continuously operated mental hospital founded by Quakers in the Philadelphia area in the USA. Founded, I think, in 1813 and opened its doors in 1817. So It's more than 200 years old as an operating mental hospital asylum. And they, I think, have particularly advanced the asylum approach to mental health issues, as I understand their history. So, in what ways might it be possible to even further develop psychiatry at World University and School with Friends Hospital in Philadelphia, with its Quaker roots, and even for online asylum in something like a realistic virtual Earth where the asylum would be virtual? And in addition to this, in what ways might it be possible to collaborate with Friends Hospital in the Philadelphia area in a 3-year lecture series as well, by psychiatrists, by thinkers in the field of mental health, streamed online, where this speaker series might also be in some ways Stanford inspired. The Stanford ethos, in my experience, creates really excellent speaker series in the aggregate. And in what ways could World University and School develop a committee in conjunction with Friends Hospital of 2 or 3 people, choosing a speaker series of expert psychiatrists and similar in their specialties, and even thinking in terms of 200 countries and their official and main languages for psychiatry and also asylum online. So item 4C, minute 4C, World University and School would like to explore facilitating asylum at home with Friends and Quakers and psychiatry resources and in a realistic virtual Earth for asylum. And potentially even possibly Lacanian informed with its language focus. Jacques Lacan, MD, the French psychiatrist, with his focus on the symbolic register relative to the mirror register and the real register, those 3 registers for Lacan, and newly online. Minute 5, WUaS law. In all of our 200 law schools, World University and School would like to seek to facilitate identity verification. Teach about this. Our faculty in all of those 200 countries, official and main languages, could potentially teach courses about how identity verification would work. Not only in the EU countries, the 29 countries in Western Europe, regarding GDPR, the developing body of law around privacy issues, around intellectual property issues, and many related issues to identity verification too, and which require potentially verified identities to work best, to work at all functionally in a legal sense. So World University and School would seek to facilitate identity verification beyond GDPR and European countries, beyond CCPA, which is the California Consumer Protection Act, which has many parallels with the GDPR, the legal body of knowledge in Western Europe shaping intellectual property and privacy and related questions. Item 6, minute 6. World University and School is seeking 50 students from the following 8 World University and Schools in January to matriculate in English and potentially even for World University and School from their countries to receive reimbursement from countries' departments of education for each of these bodies of 50 students who matriculate at World University and School for free to students online degrees, bachelor degrees that are licensing and accrediting potentially in English, and newly with World University and School partnering with edX online campus potentially. So the 8 countries I have in mind right now, partly because I've been in touch with individuals from each of them, are Sri Lanka World University and School, the country southeast of India, Poland World University and School in Central Europe, Greece World University and School in Southern Europe and in the Mediterranean, Germany World University and School, also in Central Europe, Peru World University and School in South America, India World University and School in South Asia, Scotland World University and School in the British Isles, and USA World University and School here in the US, where World University and School in California has its basis. Item minute 7. World University and School from Sri Lanka World University and School received about 50 courses taught, I think, by faculty in Sri Lanka and in English, it seems, and from Rifai, head of Sri Lanka World University and School, and the potential to turn these courses in English into courses in the Sinhala language, an official and main language in Sri Lanka, in collaboration with World University and School, and particularly our MIT OpenCourseWare course focus, is great. So World University and School would like to explore even eventually hiring these faculty to teach in conjunction with MIT OpenCourseWare their courses, which they're already knowledgeable about, in the Sinhala language to Sri Lankan students. But after Sri Lanka, some Sri Lankan students, say 50 this January, matriculate in English for this edX online campus partnering with World University and School. So switching to the WUaS Press, WUaS Corporation, a second legal entity in the state of California for World University and School, compared with the nonprofit 501c3 World University and School in the USA, which is also a nonprofit in California as a legal entity. WUaS Press, WUaS Corporation. WUaS is planning to code for all 7.5 billion people, 7.8 billion people, as wiki teachers and learners on our wiki site. So speakers of all 7,000 plus languages. And in coding for these 7.8 billion people, World University and School would like to facilitate UBI experiments, universal basic income experiments, and particularly to alleviate poverty around the world, and to facilitate also wiki open teaching and learning regarding free universal wiki education for people. So that's in a way people-to-people teaching. Potentially all 7 billion people teaching to all 7 billion people on wikis, editable web pages. And this would be in addition to free, highest quality, best STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, Creative Commons 4 open courseware-centric degrees at World University and School for matriculating students. So the wiki side is open and free. Anyone can teach and learn. The degree side at World University and School involves matriculating, students matriculating. So WUaS Corporation item B, minute B, WUaS will explore collaborating further with the state of California and its Stockton Universal Basic Income Experiment, Stockton, California UBI experiment, or Basic Income Experiment, I think it's called, or Guaranteed Income. And even regarding the emerging Silicon Valley long-term stock market, and potentially the WUaS Corporation listing itself on this Silicon Valley long-term stock market. The Silicon Valley long-term stock market, I read fairly recently, has passed one SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, filing or hurdle. And so the WUaS Corporation would explore listing there. And then regarding a single cryptocurrency distributed by UBI experiments in most of 200 countries, official and main languages, World University and School would facilitate this too, potentially in combination with and collaboration with the state of California, Sacramento. So where would the coding of these 7.8 billion people be licensed, and where would the information technology, as it took form to deliver, in some ways, a single digital currency in a legal sense, find its basis? Just as an addendum here, the MIT Digital Currency Initiative, which Neha Naryala is the director of in the Cambridge, Massachusetts area, is now working with the Boston Federal Reserve, and that's the US federal bank with its wing in Boston, will potentially publish together papers about how to create a single cryptocurrency, as I understand this, and in Europe and in the US as well. The World University and School's contribution here could be planning to code for all 7.8 billion people to distribute a single cryptocurrency with a legal basis in California, and via UBI experiments. Universal referring to potentially 7.8 billion people. So item C, the fifth book in the World University and School Press is due out this autumn, but is not yet machine translated, none of these books, of these 5 books, have been machine translated yet into any languages, which is World University and School's plan. And minute D, the Lego Senior Enterprise Manager, Alexandra Orlana Vlachakis in Chicago, who made it possible for the WUaS Educational Services store to officially carry Lego robotics kits, 3 Lego robotics kits. You can see these at, and buy them at worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. Alexandra Orlana Vlachakis has now moved on in her career to become the executive director at Chicago Public Schools. Congratulations, Alexandra. This is fantastic news. And thank you for facilitating the WUaS Educational Services Store to carry officially LEGO robotics kits. World University and School is seeking to stay in touch with Alexandra. And because World University and School also seeks to make LEGO robotics kits available to our students in our schools in all 200 countries and in their official languages, and Alexandra's new role in the Chicago Public Schools may be a wonderful basis for seeing how Chicago Public School students could get LEGO robotics kits, for example, and then possibly applying that knowledge, Alexandra's knowledge, she might glean from Chicago Public Schools and her role as executive director, to even all of World University and School's 200 countries, to get LEGO robotics kits with related courses into students' hands, doing even WUaS home robotics for our engineering majors. So World University and School is seeking to remain in conversation with Alexandra Orlana Vlachakis. Congratulations on becoming the executive director at Chicago Public Schools, and thank you for making it possible for the WUaS Educational Services Store and Bookstore to carry officially the 3 LEGO robotics kits. We do 2.0, the new LEGO Spike Prime robotics kit, and the Mindstorms EV3 robotics kit, which may be getting a new name in the near future, I've read. So those are the minutes for World University and School and the WUaS Corporation for today, September 28th, 2020. I'm Scott McLeod. To see the video recording of this news question and answer live stream, go to youtube.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH. For further information about upcoming WUaS news and question and answer, go to twitter.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH. To participate in this conversation on Mondays, 10 a.m. California time, email info@worlduniversityandschool.org. And thank you for joining today's live stream. If you're watching or if you will watch the video, stay tuned, seeking matriculating students for our second undergraduate class in January 2021. worlduniversityandschool.org is our website. Bye for now.